In this demonstration video, I'm going to show you how to roll out a slab with clay. This right here is an example of a clay sculpture made from a slab. And it's this flat piece right here. It's not this or this person or these little rocks. It's the flat piece. Okay, you can use a slab as a background like this. You could use it in walls of a box maybe. You can use it to cut out pieces of shapes with. You can use slabs in a lot of ways. So what you would need to make a slab is a rolling pin, and if it's got bits of clay like this, you could just use a needle tool and scrape it off. You don't really want those bits of clay. You'll need some clay, and you'll need these ruler guides. Okay, these were made from yardsticks, and they're actually 2 yardsticks that have been glued together. The reason why they're glued together is so that you're having a thick enough piece of clay. If you make your piece of clay, your slab, really thin, like half this size, you have the potential of it being broken in the kiln because it's so thin, and also when you're handling it, it's really brittle and it's easy to mess up. So when you're using these, do not peel them apart. They're glued together, because if you peel them apart, you're gonna roll your clay out too thin. So first of all, you want to clear your canvas or your wear board off with all these little bits of clay, because that's going to end up getting rolled into your slab, and you don't want that. I'm just kind of pushing them into a pile. That's probably good enough. And you're just going to put your clay center on your table. Okay, after you do that, you're going to take your guides and put it on either side of your clay. That's probably good. And you're going to take your rolling pin and you're going to roll back and forth. And this is just forcing the clay downward because my piece of clay is kind of high. If you are rolling out a slab for, say, the mug project, your piece of clay will not be a big log like what I have. It'll probably be a little cut square that won't take quite as long to roll out. So if I pick this up and compare it to my ruler, you can see how much I still need to roll out. So I still got about half of it that needs to be rolled out. And you need to use pressure. If you're just doing this very lightly, this is going to take you like years to roll out. You want to press down. And also make sure your guides are underneath this part of your rolling pin, because if not, if it's like this, those guides are doing nothing basically. Those guides will just ensure that your clay is even thickness all the way across. It's okay if they move a little bit. If they're moving on you a lot, maybe find a partner and see if someone will help you, and someone maybe could hold them while you're rolling the clay out. There we go. So I've got the majority of this rolled out now. So there are pieces that didn't spread out straight, but if you're just cutting, say I'm using a cookie cutter and I'm cutting out these two hearts, I will just put this in an area that doesn't have these sort of jagged edges, and you're just pressing down and peeling it back. And now when you press these two hearts out of here, the clay will be the same thickness all the way across. Okay? So that's how you roll out a slab. Okay? Whatever you don't use, say I'm done with a slab now, you can just roll it together and squish it. And then if you've watched how to wedge clay, you can just wedge your clay and start over. Okay? The good thing about clay is while it's still wet like this, while it's not been fired, hasn't turned white, you can always get it wet and start all over again. Okay? So if you mess up horribly, you can always start over. So that's how you roll out a slab.